So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. Who taught you, please, who taught you to hate the texture of your hair?
No, the battle ahead will be long. But always remember that no matter what obstacles stand in our way, nothing can stand in the way of the power of millions of voices calling for change. We have been told we cannot do this by a chorus of cynics. They will only grow louder and more dissonant in the weeks and months to come.
My name is Stephen Obiade. I am in my third year of this university. I'm studying business studies marketing. I am the president of the Christian Union Society and I am Nigerian.
My name is Luciano Chongon. I do media productions and I'm in second year.
Hi, my name is Abigail Animwa and I study psychology.
My name is Deji. I'm studying law and I'm in my final year.
My name is Catherine and I study human resource management and in my third year of uni.
My biggest inspiration, if I must choose one, would be, well, one of my biggest inspirations would be Martin Luther. Martin Luther, for his bravery, stood up and addressed the nation with a dream, which is one of the most memorable speeches of all time, which early this month was in America as well. They had a Martin Luther Day, which was well celebrated all across the world for that change in which this speech brought. He brought a lot of equality. He brought a lot of understanding between peoples from different nations. And I believe from that day as well, people began to open their minds a little bit,
This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, 'tis of thee."
Biggest inspiration would be probably Rosa Parks, of how she basically sat in front of the bus. It's because no one ever really did no one's ever done something as simple as that and made such a big impact. I mean, when I sit in front of the bus, I just think I'm just tired, but when she did it, she was like, I'm just tired, but so many people looked at it in such a different way, and I was like, wow. And then many people reacted like that just for a simple thing of a woman's tired, so she sat down on the first available seat there was. And the fact that she gave us the privilege to do the same thing without being judged by it, and I think it's very effective, and I respect her and almost idolize her in a way because of it.
Okay, I would say my biggest inspiration is Rosa Parks, and the reason why she's my inspiration is because obviously she's black, and also the fact that she's a woman as well, and she made a difference. The fact that she's a woman and she made a difference. For women, sometimes it's a bit hard for us to have a voice, and the fact that she had a voice, really inspires me.
My biggest inspiration is Maya Angelou.
Why is that?
Because she sticked up for black people especially black women who were suffering back in the day, and because she's like a poet, so she encourages black people to stick up for themselves and don't allow the issues of life to bring them down, so still be hardworking.
I would have to say Martin Luther King, because I really appreciate his approach towards his beliefs and the way he went about it compared to other people. For example, Malcolm X, he was more radical, and his movement was it wasn't for equality, it was just a thing for black people. So I think his message was not about equality, it was just for his own kind, which I don't really agree with. And whereas Martin Luther King was just equality as a whole for everybody.
No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself who taught you the hate being what God gave you.
Luther's event in which he stood up and he spoke, and the reason why I say it has the biggest impact is because even until this day, I believe nearly everybody knows or remembers who Martin Luther is, and because of that courage that he had to stand forward and to speak for his people, for equality, for cross culture, and which he's still standing right now as well. So for me, that's been one of the biggest events, if not the biggest event, when it comes to Black history, and which for me is inspiring, because again, it just teaches me again that you all need to stand up, for your rights. Though there may be few people who still have racist mentalities.
Have you ever experienced racism of any kind?
Surprisingly, in London, I face racism quite often. It's because of where I was raised up in London. I often find myself like I'm taking a bus and I accidentally brush past a person, and they give the glare in the eyes like, why did I basically give that physical contact? And that hurts in a way, because I feel like I'm trying to make myself up for myself and try to use my upbringing as a way to make myself better. But they give me the looks where they look down, because it makes me feel that there's other people in the world that will just react the same way, that they still can't get over the fact that they're not the only person in the world that's there, that's of their kind, because we're all the same people, just different skin.
I believe there's going to be a rise in more Black people, I would say, in higher positions, having more of a voice. I also think soon we'll have a woman Prime Minister.
People of different backgrounds and religions can come together without being judged based on their backgrounds or religion, so everybody will be treated equally and be seen equally in everybody's eyes.
Everyone will come to harmony, and everyone will stick up for each other, being everyone's brothers, keepers, basically.
Finally, I want to tell you, as I have told many other meetings before, that we respect you, we admire you, and above all, we love you.